Everest is the highest mountain, and therefore invites climbers from all over the world to reach its summit. However, the mountain can prove deadly, and what happens to your body in such extreme weather conditions is frightening. For example, members of the 1996 expedition got stuck in a blizzard that killed 8 people. Beck Weathers was one of those members on that journey. He survived after going nearly blind, contracting hypothermia, and waking up after a 15-hour coma. As the blizzard raged around him, Weathers, who was attempting to descend the mountain with a group of climbers, eventually lost consciousness and fell into a coma. He was already weakened by the slowing of his heart rate and the rapid drop in body temperature. The others in his group had reached safely, but also thought that Weathers was past the point where he could recover. He miraculously woke up 15 hours after going into that coma. He had acquired enough clarity of mind to know that the sun was about to set and that he needed to get to safety. He somehow managed to gather enough energy to walk for an hour and reach the lower field. Even then, no one thought he would survive. Shortly before his attempt to climb Everest, Weathers had undergone corneal surgery. He was left partially blind when his newly healed corneas reacted poorly at high altitude. He also injured his cornea by rubbing his eyes and accidentally scratching his right one with an ice crystal. Doing this caused an imbalance in his depth perception, which can only prove to be deadly on Everest's unpredictable terrain. At 8,400 meters, Weathers' guide, Rob Hall, told him he had to stop, and Weathers obeyed. Hall planned to climb further up the mountain and then return to Weathers, but Hall was stuck with another climber. Both died in the storm, with temperatures as low as -60, and Weathers continued to wait Hall's return. Meanwhile, climber and writer John Krakauer offered to help Weathers down the mountain, but Weathers refused. Even though Krakauer told him Hall was stuck, Weathers continued to wait, as Krakauer was not part of Weathers' climbing team. Eventually, Mike Groom, another guide, was able to help Weathers get off the mountain. It was a little too late. When they reached the camp, Weathers was suffering from hypothermia, hypoxia, and was delusional. Everyone thought he couldn't make it. A doctor said he was very close to death. The group Weathers was hiking with, adventure consultants, called his wife, Peach Weathers, and told her that her husband was dead. Fortunately, Peach Weathers did not accept their statement and organized an impressive helicopter rescue. Peach Weathers reached out to Texas State Senator Hutchinson and Senate Minority Leader Tom Daschle. Daschle then called the U.S. Embassy in Kathmandu. Although many helicopter pilots would not have accepted the mission due to the extreme altitudes, Lieutenant Colonel Madan Khatri Chetri eventually managed to rescue Weathers in one of the highest rescues ever, over 6,500 meters. But let's go back to the beginning of this history. Climbing had consumed Beck Weathers' life to this point, and his wife was ready to leave him. In Weathers' book, Left for Dead, he revealed that in the 20 years leading up to his attempt to climb Everest, he struggled with severe depression and suicidal thoughts. After Weathers returned from Everest, his wife told him that she was indeed planning to leave him. But she decided to stay another year to see if she could change her mind. Fortunately, she did. More than a few people showed great ego on the 1996 Everest climb, including Beck Weathers. John Krakauer found him arrogant, even though he learned to respect him, and that's how the directors played Weathers on Everest. Weathers disagrees with the cinematic portrayal, but his wife says he really was a bit of a jerk. However, she admits that her attitude about him helped him reach Everest and survive this near-death experience. Although Weathers eventually recovered psychologically, his physical injuries were extensive. He had lost his right arm below the elbow, his left hand has been rebuilt, and his nose required skin grafts from other parts of his body, including his forehead. Doctors had to grow the skin before it was large enough to attach to the nose. He was able to return to work as a pathologist 4 months after his hand surgery. Actor Josh Brolin and Beck Weathers spent hours together as Brolin prepared to play Weathers on the big screen. Brolin was blown away by Weathers' experience and will to live. Brolin said, "How did he survive after so many hours exposed to all of this? It's not possible. There are over 250 bodies left up there. Why isn't he one of them?" No one was able to answer at Brolin's question.